Universal Studios Orlando has announced that they will be reevaluating their Dr. Seuss themed area, Seuss Landing, following the recent ban of several books authored by the celebrated children's author from publication. The Theodore Seuss Geisel and Spider area at Universal Studios Orlando features numerous references to his wide catalog of children's titles, including respective installations inspired by two of the author's recently banned books. What I found interesting about this article is that they're thinking that they can take these books off the market and just dust their hands, but you don't realize that this stuff influences a lot of other things. Okay, it's not just about you now. Now they're going to have to do stuff with the parks.
Yeah.
One of the gift shop is named after, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, while another is a play area which pays homage to if I ran the zoo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And notably, neither of these two installations feature any reference to the quote unquote hurtful and wrongful imagery found in either of the now banned books. Okay. Following Dr. Seuss Enterprises publication shakeup, Universal Studios Orlando issued a statement of their own informing their customers that, as they value our relationship with Seuss Enterprises, the theme park has removed the banned books from their gift store shelves and would be evaluating our in-park experience regarding Seuss Landing. Okay. Have you ever been to the Seuss Landing area in Universal Studios?
I have not. When did that go in?
That was in Islands of Adventure. It was in the Islands of Adventure part of the park. I went on the Cat in the Hat ride. The Cat in the Hat ride was very charming. I remember because they did that ride like an old school Disney ride, like where you have all the audio animatronics in there, and it basically tells you the story of Cat in the Hat on the ride. Do you understand? It's like you're in the storybook. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful little ride there, and I always like Seuss Landing. And well, I guess we can't have nice things, though. I think they're still going to keep the section. They're just
so no. I never actually did go and check that out myself. If it was there when I was there, I guess I just felt like that was for the kids. It wasn't for me. But look, I always loved Dr. Seuss as a kid. There was always this message, this moral lesson that you would learn from it. I, even as a kid, understood that. I got what they were saying, even though they were doing it obliquely. Now, apparently, we don't want those messages taught, no matter how positive they are.
No.
That's what it seems like to me. So does the article explain why these books are considered to be problematic?
No, but we have the next article to talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
And this goes on. I mean, it said the quote unquote harmful imagery. Okay. Dr. Seuss books deemed offensive will be delisted from eBay. Oh, this keeps going on. Okay. Online marketplace eBay Inc. has said that it's working to prevent the resale of 6 Dr. Seuss books that were pulled earlier this week by the company in charge of the late author's work because they contain offensive imagery. This is kind of terrifying to me, actually.
Yes,
I'm
I
thinking
agree.
there are probably much nastier books on eBay. I mean, I don't know if a book written by
I don't know about eBay, but I heard that Amazon also pulled these books. And just keep in mind, these 6 Dr. Seuss books just got pulled from Amazon, but you can still buy Mein Kampf. Just saying.
I was going to make that point as well. Yeah. I'm also going to say this, that it's remember what you say about own physical media? It applies to books as well. Apparently, it seems. This is rather terrifying because you're thinking even if the publisher discontinues, I can always find a used copy. Not necessarily. We're living in a brave new world. eBay is currently sweeping our marketplace to remove these items. A spokeswoman for the company said in an email, new copies of the 6 books were no longer for sale online at major retailers such as Barnes & Noble on Thursday afternoon, which put eBay among the most prominent platforms for the books to be sold. This is kind of, I mean, they're not having a bonfire, but it's almost as effective, right? I mean, am I wrong here?
No, absolutely. And in fact, there's one article that we didn't get put in here, but I guess was it the New York Library? One of the public libraries was saying they're not going to pull the books because that, is tantamount to, book burning and, whatever. However, they did say they would keep it in circulation and they may or may not replace it. So you know what's going to happen. Some jerk is going to take it and destroy it or lose it or draw dicks on it or whatever.
And then it gets decommissioned.
And
yeah.
then it basically is the same as if they just pulled the book. So
you will have to pay for that book, though.
Right. And they might be willing to pay the price of the book. Although I think it would be funnier if the book was, if the library was to say, no, you need to pay what the price is for it now in order for us to replace it. Because I understand, it's going for big money. These books are going for big money. Just like what happened with Gone with the Wind for a while there. People realize what's happening and they want this thing because they don't want something taken away from them.
A lot of holds on that book in certain public libraries when that HBO thing, people were panicking. They thought that was going to get removed. Now, see, earlier we have things like Turner Classic. Okay, we're going to have a conversation. But here, we're not having a conversation.
Yeah.
We're just having the books pulled. Okay, they're done. So this is our modern era. And it was funny because I listened to Bill O'Reilly's because he has a YouTube channel sometimes. I don't know if you like him or not, but he did a thing that he was reading a quote about about a certain ex-president praising Dr. Seuss and saying all sorts of good things about him, and it was Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And even Donald Trump said good things. I mean, no one's had, but now suddenly Dr. Seuss is on the lens. So this is from the New York Post article. This is my favorite one of these because of what's okay. Dr. Seuss books. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, hold on.
The Virginia School District refuses to tout Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Yes, exactly.
On Read Across America Day.
Yes, that's the one I'm on. They will not fet him here or there. They will not fet him anywhere. Okay. A Virginia school district refuses to tout Dr. Seuss's birthday on Read Across America on Tuesday, claiming the famed children's author work contains quote-unquote racial undertones that are not suitable for quote-unquote culturally responsive learning, according to the Daily Wire. This is feeling like.
And again, this comes down to the same thing we were talking about before with things like Look Who's Coming to Dinner and so forth. These were stories specifically to teach children, don't hate people that are different from you. Don't be racist. And yet that message is problematic.
Oh, it goes on. Okay. Loudoun County Public Schools ordered its teachers to avoid connecting Read Across America Day with Dr. Seuss after a study said the author's work is filled with quote-unquote Orientalism, anti-Blackness, and white supremacy. The outlet reported, quoting the announcement, that it was the district sent out with the directive. Okay. The Under Fire District later said in a statement on Facebook, Dr. Seuss books have not been banned in the Loudoun County Public Schools, although it did add research in recent years has revealed strong racial undertones in many books written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. I
mean, that's like saying we've examined the Lorax and we found there to be very strong undertones of ecology being mentioned in these books. Yes, that's the point, you dumbass.
Oh, I remember that was my first Dr. Seuss book. I got it as I think a birthday present one year. So that was nice. I like that book. But anyway, we can't have nice things anymore. They're going to come after Peanuts next. They're going to find something on Peanuts. I know they've tried, but they're because they go after Peanuts. I'm going to start to go into a rage. But anyway, I should be giving them ideas. Okay. Let me see. We continue to encourage our young readers to read all types of books that are inclusive, diverse, and reflective of our student community, not simply celebrate Dr. Seuss, the school district said. Okay. The Grinchy move by the suburban Washington, D.C. district, one of the nation's wealthiest, comes in response to, isn't that interesting, in Learning for Justice, an educational arm of the Southern Poverty Law Center, the Daily Wire said. The article titled, "It's Time to Talk About Dr. Seuss," cited in St. Catherine University study that found only 2% of Seuss's human characters were people of color, and most of them exhibited behaviors and appearances that aligned with harmful and stereotypical Orientalist tropes. The rest of the non-white characters align with the themes of anti-Blackness, according to Learning for Justice. Okay. The article even blasts the message of tolerance in Seuss's series of books about the Sneetches where plain-bellied animals and star-bellied animals learn to accept one another. The message of acceptance does not acknowledge structural power imbalance. It doesn't address the idea that historical narratives impact present-day power structures. And instead of encouraging young readers to recognize and take action against injustice, the story promotes a race-neutral approach, Learning for Justice wrote. The group claims that a racial apologist who thinks bigotry doesn't matter would defend Dr. Seuss's work.
Yeah. Yeah. In other words, you're an ignorant idiot. And, there nothing that you say, nothing that anyone ever does is going to be good enough, because you will find some way to be offended by it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, but I feel like I've woken up in like a dystopia. That's what the modern age
It's
is
worse
feeling
than
like.
that. It's a freaking clown world. It
Yes,
really
well,
is. It's like this is the kind of thing that the Monty Python guys on crack could never have come up with.
Yeah. I don't get it. I always thought Dr. Seuss was fairly harmless growing up. They usually had weird creatures and people in them, right? I mean, I don't know.
Brian Gilmartin, I'm gonna disagree with you. He's saying there's only one worldview that's deemed acceptable by the powers that be. No, there isn't. Because even if you try to conform to that, then they'll still say you're wrong. They'll find some way around it. You try to be progressive and accepting. No, that's not enough, because cultural appropriation. You can't win for losing. Nothing you do, there is no right. Just know that everything you do is wrong. That's all there is to it.
Troy, I've been promised that if I sell out you and my friends and all my family members, that there'll be a spot for me at the table.
Yep,
that's what I was thinking.
Main course.
I know. And then you do that, and then you like what? This is what this is feeling like. Like everyone's terrified and they're calling out Dr. Seuss. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize for doctors. I'm thinking, dude, it's Dr. Seuss. I'm not understanding this. Yeah. It's like they're wanting to erase the past. That's what's going on.
Well,
I think they want to just.
It's even more insidious than that. So you go, okay, well, if we can't have Dr. Seuss, what can we have? And what they have is even more racist. It's you're evil because you're white. You're born with the sin of whiteness, and therefore you are evil and bad, and there is no hope for you. And, that's the world we live in now.